This is not the usual thing that I do as always. You know, you guys know me from the react videos and the album reviews. But today I'm gonna do something that I wanted to do for a while, and it is actually requested by Robert I because he and me are big fans of the band. You can read it, of course, in the title. It is Alice in Chains. I'm a big fan of that band. They're easily my favorite grunge band. You know, with Soundgarden in second, but you know, Alice in Chains is kind of better in a way, better discography and stuff like that. You know, in my opinion, I still really love Soundgarden, and maybe I'm gonna do a top 10 about them as well someday. But I really, cannot stop playing Alice in Chains. It's really difficult for me to put them off. And they're perfectly in that fringe line of rock and metal, you know? Is it rock or is it metal, whatever. You know, the series that CKNS. Yeah, and it is quite difficult to say, what they are. Because they have a heavy, they have a heavy sound to them, but it's not per se that... what the fuck is going on? Stupid retarded chat in here, but yeah, what was I talking about? Alice in Chains. I'm gonna do a top 10 about them today, as you already have read from the title. And I'm gonna fucking move this chat away because it's distracting me. I'm gonna, grab my top 10 list that I made, the order and shit like that. And this is mostly from all their albums. It's mostly from... Yeah, I mean, I can't say it, but you already know it's mostly from one record. But I tried to mix it up a bit, and we still have, I believe, 7 remainders. Some people have... some people have, the entire record on their top 10, because, it's just a fucking fantastic record. But I decided to change it up a little bit because I love the entire discography of Alice in Chains. With easily the best number 1 pick, of course, number 1 album. The number 1 song is, of course, debatable. It's debatable if, if that is the best song. That is, of course, a debate, an opinion. Yeah, but I mean, their albums, one album is just so much stronger than the rest. I mean, come on. But yeah, we're gonna start with the top 10. Number 10, yeah, and actually the only album that I don't have on the list is The Devil Put Dinosaurs here. I still really love that album, but I actually got Stone on number 9, I believe. But I dropped it off the list because I still really love, the bass opening by Mike Enos. That is just so fantastic. He lays down the ground, for the entire song. It's just amazing. But I think that is a little bit too new to put it on there, so I'm gonna drop it off and see how it ages, if that makes sense to you. It still is a fantastic album, don't get me wrong, but the Layne stuff is the definitive stuff. I have one song with Willem Duval, and we're gonna go into that in a bit. The first song, number 10, is Heaven Beside You. Yeah, and this is a very relaxing song. This is, I believe, a fan favorite of the self-titled Alice in Chains record. Yeah, this is, by the way, the only pick from the self-titled album. I still really dig the self-titled one, but I think it's the weakest one, their weakest one, because it is just so dark and brooding and heavy, and it's so inaccessible, for such a big rock band. Not that is a bad thing, but it still is a fantastic release, but it is kind of incoherent, compared with their previous releases. But still a great record. Heaven Beside You is, it has that really, chilling, relaxing intro. The that intro I always find relaxing. The main guitar chorus, the main guitar riff, on the chorus is fantastic. And when I believe Jerry Cantrell sings the song, and I think his vocal work is amazing. Layne Staley always said to him that he must always try to sing because he is a great singer, but he doesn't realize it all the time. And he said that, I believe, in an interview, and now he believes fully in himself as a lead singer because Layne's not with us anymore. Fuck no. Yeah, not with the video related, but something on my... What the fuck? Something weird on my poster, but it's gone for the most of it. I'm a bit distracted at the moment, but it's gone now. Yeah, but this song is really relaxing. It's really chill to listen to. It's basically every Alice in Chains song, if we're really honest. But yeah, this is just a really relaxing song to put on, you know, to maybe get high, you know, if that is your thing. And just to, you know, sit back and just listen to this track. It is fantastic. It is a Alice in Chains classic. It's yeah, it's the highlight of, you know, the self-titled release, because it's my only pick for that record. We have number 9, and this is Black Gives Way the Blue, and this is their tribute song to Layne Staley. So I always have a strong connection with the song, because you can really feel the angst and, you know, the dreariness in the song, because it's so atmospheric. It has that beautiful piano in the back, which, you know, the dreary guitar lines that, you know, just get you there. I just really love the atmosphere of the song and how much this means to the members and me, you know, for the song. It is such a emotional, such a tearjerker. I just really, you know, love this song. It is really short and to the point, and Jerry Cantrell said that he actually wanted to keep it short because he wanted to, you know, close the chapter and just say goodbye. He doesn't want it to drag on, you know, because he just wants to say goodbye. He just wants to say a few beautiful words to Layne, and then, you know, move on. You know, not in a bad way. You know, we will always remember Layne, but in a way that, you know, that he isn't going to hold us back. You know, if we constantly think about Layne, we're gonna cry, and, you know, we cannot concentrate on the music, if that makes sense. So this is a really, you know, tear-jerking song. It's really sweet and to the point, and it's the highlight of the Black Gives Way the Blue record. Although some songs that I really digged of that record were Lesson Learned, and especially Check My Brain. You know, the do 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 do. Just that sludgy metal, just that sludge metal guitar line at the beginning. Oh my god, that is fucking tasteful. But it didn't make the cut because the title track just means so much more to me. I just really love the song. But if I would put Check My Brain on the list, I would probably put it at number 11, probably. Or number 12, because Rotten Apple isn't as well on the list. Really great song as well, but it just didn't make it. We have Will and Wasp on the 8th spot, and this is actually a instrumental. I believe nobody really gives something about, you know, Will and Wasp, because it's just a 2-minute instrumental. And, you know, when I first listened to it, it was just kind of like, yeah, I mean, it's 2 minutes, but why put it on the Jar of Flies EP? Because it is just kind of, you know, short. But that is the thing with, you know, Jerry Cantrell sometimes thinks, you know, you don't always have to have long songs. Some songs can be, you know, 2 or 3 minutes, and just play a few notes that are just great and fantastic, and just end it there. Because some songs can drag on, you know, not every song, but some songs can drag on. But Will and Wasp has just these beautiful guitar lines that that are just so beautiful to listen to, and are just so melancholic. Just the guitar riffs in general are so beautiful and so amazingly, you know, fluid. It may be my favorite guitar, how do you say it, riff? My favorite guitar riff of all time. You know, the melody it's just so fantastic. I really love this hook. This main song, it is just fantastic. It's not the only song from Jar of Flies of the record, because that would be a bit ridiculous, I think. You know, only an instrumental. You know, a short instrumental that doesn't even fill the 5-minute gap, to only have that on the list. But I always had a really, you know, big connection with the song. Although it isn't really a song, it's more of a really short instrumental. But just the notes on there are just so great to listen to. You know, I just, you know, just push the repeat button over and over, because this is just such a fantastic song. We have another short song. This is number 7, and kind of put these back to back because it's kind of, you know, similar. And I now have Damn Bones, which is number 7. Yeah, the first song of Dirt. Yeah, actually I have 4 songs of Dirt, so yeah, it almost fills up the half of the list, so that must only say how great of a record it is. Damn Bones is the opener for Dirt. This is a really fantastic song because it is just driving, you know, the angsty vocals at the beginning by Layne are just so fantastic to listen to. You can really feel, you know, that they were, you know, on a bad trip in a way. I just love the main riff, the you know, just those main riffs are fantastic to listen to. And when, you know, the solo by Jerry Cantrell hits you, it just really, you know, hits home. It's just a fantastic solo. It's not too flashy. It's not too technical. But Alice in Chains is all about, you know, the flow and the feel about the song, which, you know, I so much love about bands, you know, that have that flow and that feel in their songs. Because you have some bands out there that just shred like the craziest of them and don't have any melody to them. I'm not a big fan of that, but I still really love this band. That's why I have top 10 of them. Yeah, and Damn Bones, it's short, it's sweet, it's to the point, and it is probably their best short song in their career. Yeah, easily. I mean, sorry, Will and Wasp. You're still a second place to me, but Damn Bones takes the cake. It really does. Then we have number 6, which is Man in the Box, and this is of course the most classic song by the band. Yeah, you know, the song itself is really good. I really enjoy the song itself. But what I really love about the song is the live version. You know, the live version where with the purple background, I believe. It is just so epic, you know, how Layne delivers those vocals. When I heard that, I actually thought to myself, he must be the greatest musician ever. This is just such an epic tune. I just really love, you know, just the main hook on this track. It is so fantastic. It's for a reason their most popular song because it's catchy as hell. The solo is flashy and just fantastic. Not too flashy, but it's you know, it's giving you a bit of a preview, but it's not going all the way, which I kind of enjoy because, you know, a solo can distract all of the other instruments, which it doesn't entirely do. So you can still concentrate on Mike Starr's bass and on Shalkini's drums. I still really love, you know, how Alice in Chains combines that. That's just that perfect element, I think. Yeah, I mean, I can talk about Man in the Box more, but yeah, there's really no need because this is just a classic, fantastic song. You can say their best song, you know, like some sides, but that's kind of cliche, I think. I still have it on the list. I still think it's a great song, but it's not my top spot because I've heard it a bit too much. But it still is a classic song by the band, a great one at that. This is number 5, and number 5 is, I think, a bit underrated, but I believe this is a fan favorite. This is Rain When I Die, also from the Dirt record. Just the opening bass line, the do 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 do. Just that bass opening by Mike Starr is just one of his best, surely. Not his best. We're gonna go to that. We will get to that. But Rain When I Die is just such a classic song by the band. It's, I believe, the 3rd song to appear on the Dirt track listing because I've listened to that album so much. It's literally imprinted into my brain. Or, you know, in Alice in Chains' part, you know, their DNA, because they did a lot of fucking drugs. Drugs joke, I guess. Rain When I Die, yeah, I mean, this song is just so dreary, and I just really love, you know, the melancholic part. You know, when the band goes in all harmony together, and they have that main opening riff, do 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 do. Just that part is just so fantastic. And I just really love, you know, when Layne just shouts, "It's gonna rain when I die." He just, you know, says the title track and just goes ape shit on this track. It is just such a wild track. with still a really controlling bass. That is what I love so much about Alice in Chains. They have this really chaotic, wild lifestyle where Layne is just shouting his guts out. And the band is playing full force, but Mike Starr just lays it down. I love that. I love that about the band. That they can deliver that, they sound chaotic, they sound wild and crazy, but they still have a controllable sound, which is just amazing. Yeah, Rain When I Die, it's one of the most atmospheric, just the greatest track of this band, and yeah, I mean Dirt is easily the best album of theirs. That is, yeah, that's easy saying because it really is. Then we have number 4, and this is a really underrated song. This is Love Hate Love. Yeah, and when I heard this track, it didn't really do a lot for me because I didn't really listen to it. But then I listened to it, and oh yeah, just this song is holy. That was what I'm trying to say. That was what I'm going to say. This song is holy. It is just out of this world, man. I just really love the build up with the fucking hell. Just swallowed something. Fucking hell. I just really love the main riff at the beginning. The dun, just that main riff is fantastic when Layne's vocals kick in, and when Sean Kinney begins to drum, like a madman, and Layne puts those vocals on, man. When I hear that part, I just get so into the music, and I just got lost in the music because the vocals of Layne are just so phenomenal, man. This is, I'm gonna say this is Layne's best vocal performance right here. Love Hate Love. Although, the number 1 spot you can argue. But I'm gonna say Love Hate Love because his vocals on this track are just so fantastic. And the last 2 minutes where he's just shouting, Love, Hate, Love. This is just such a fantastic track. This is so underrated, so check it out. Wow, man. I almost am in tears because the song is so beautiful. It really is. It's a lovely song, no pun intended. Then we have number 3, and this is, I believe, the biggest fan favorite of the band. This is Rooster. And Rooster could have been number 1, but yeah, I'm not. Number 2 is really personal to me, and number 1 is. It is just our most consistent song overall, I would say. You probably know the last 2, but we're gonna go into that. Number 3 is about the war veterans, going to war and protecting their country, for their loved ones. And this is not a song about war. This is a song for the people that are in war, the veterans out there. And I believe in the music video, Layne Staley's father appeared. I believe that this is his father. It really looks like him. So it must be. This song has overall the best atmosphere. One of the, all of the Alice in Chains tracks are so atmospheric and just so, wow, just jaw dropping, I would say. But this track has just something to it. I don't know, but just the atmosphere on it, the build up is great. Just when Layne comes in with those vocals, one lyric that just sticks to your mind. Walk and talk, machine gun man. Just lyrics like that are just so, just walk and just talk and just fucking shoot, those lyrics are just so, they're simplistic, but they are so true, because that is mainly what people do in the war, just shooting and just walking and dying. I mean, that is all that they're doing in the war. And the song is very true. And what are you gonna say about this track? I just really love the build-up of this track when they say, here comes the rooster and the main chorus kicks in. That just gets you, man. It's also a bit of a shocker, I would say, if you don't know this song. But the build-up is fantastic, and Layne's ranges on there are just wow. The atmosphere is perfect. Layne Staley's voice was at his height. It really was. And this is just a masterpiece of Dirt. It really is. You can say the best track, but we're gonna go to that. Number 2 is Nutshell, and Nutshell is the most personal song to me. Yeah, I did say once that I wanted to play it at my funeral, and I still insisting on doing that because this song just means so much to me. The lyrics, portray a really dark story. If you, I believe it is about one-sided love. I believe one of the lyrics was, if you can't love me, then I'll will be better off dead, something like that. I have to read in the lyrics a bit more, but I've overplayed the hell out of this song. I just don't pay a lot of attention to the lyrics. But this song is just so emotional, it's so dreary. We only have a acoustic guitar on this track, but also with the main lead guitars, Jerry Cantrell. I believe Layne is doing the acoustics, but I'm not sure. But yeah, this song is just lovely. It is one of their best songs because it has the most feel to it, and I just really love songs with feel. Nutshell is a song that I will love, until my death, and then I will play it because it's one of my favorite songs of all time. This is just it's really a gem. I believe this is a fan favorite. It's definitely the most popular of Jar of Flies. But wow, man, this is just wow. It is just so heartwarming to hear. And this song just mainly is flawless. It really is. In my opinion, every song of this top 10 is, but Nutshell really, really is flawless. It's 20 out of 10 or something. Yeah, it's probably my favorite song, but I have to give it to number 1. Which is probably a really obvious pick, but it still is, my favorite song by the band, and that is Wood. And Wood is just, it's the closer of Dirt, and it's just the most fantastic closer, one of the most fantastic closers that I've ever heard. This song, the creepy bass line opening, that is just so creepy and atmospheric. I just love it so much. I really love that about the song, and yeah, just the overall atmosphere on the song, I believe it was on the single soundtrack, something like that. And it was so good that it was, included onto the Dirt record, and I cannot blame them. It is just a perfect closing song, it really is. The dreary bass opening is just flawless. Layne's vocals are arguably on his best there, but I'm still gonna give that to Rooster / Love Hate Love. And Wood is just, it's just such an obvious number 1 pick, but it's obvious for a reason, It's short, it's to the point, it just gets you there. It just delivers with, the riffs, the bass lines, the opening bass lines, Layne's vocals, especially towards the ending where I believe he ranges like a 5-second scream, which is just amazing to hear. It's arguably one of his best, but yeah, I will still give it to the songs that I mentioned earlier. But this is still my favorite song because the flow, the rhythm, the opening, the ending, the riffs overall, the songwriting, just everything about the song is so perfect. You can just play it over and over and over again, and I will never get tired of the song. Because it's their best song, I think. It really is, and a lot of people will agree on that. But still, number 2 and 3 are really close, but Wood is still my favorite. And what do I have to say? And it's about, I believe, drug problems, which is the biggest problem of the band. The drugs that eventually took Layne Staley from us away. So this song is really relatable to junkies and Alice in Chains themselves, which I think is very personal to them. But this song overall is it's perfect, it really is. I don't really, have to say anything about the song anymore. The solo towards the middle is great as well. The build up again, to the scream, and when Layne just lays it down with his vocals. Wow, you're just blown away. That was my top 10. Some honorable mentions were like I said, Rotten Apple, which is number 11, I would say. Check My Brain is great. Stone from The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here. No Excuses, I Stay Away, which are great tracks. From Jar of Flies. Grind is cool. Again, goddamn, so much great songs, man. I love Alice in Chains. But I wanted to make this video because I'm just ending it, you know. I'm not ending the band, you know, I'm just ending it for a while because I've just listened to them so many times. And I have to move on, you know, it's a bit difficult, but I've done that to other bands like, you know, Opeth, stuff like that. I have to, you know, leave them behind for a bit because I have to listen to newer songs, to newer bands. That is just such a problem with me, you know. When you listen to those acts, you cannot stop listening to them because they're so fantastic. But I have to do it because I have to move on, I have to listen to other bands, so I'm gonna do that. But Alice in Chains will remain one of my favorites of all time. They are a fantastic band. Death Warrant for that. Rest in peace to Layne Staley. Fucking hell, mate. 2002, yeah. Yeah. Listen to them. They're a great grunge band. They're easily, in my opinion, the best grunge band. Sorry, Soundgarden. Sorry, Nirvana fangirls, but your band is a little bit overrated, I would say. I think everybody can say that. But you know, I'm not here to bash bands, you know, I'm here to praise Alice in Chains, which I'm doing right now. So check them out. Yeah, they're one of my favorites, like I said. Wood is maybe Rooster or Nutshell's gonna eclipse, you know, is gonna take the number 1 spot in a while, maybe, but for now Wood is still my favorite song by the band. Yeah, and Love Hate Love, oh my god, Rain When I Die, Man in the Box, Them Bones. It is just such a fantastic list that I made. You know, not to brag or something, but all of their songs are so great. Except for that one, you know, on their EP, but we're not gonna talk about that because I want to say this band is flawless, which they kind of are. So we're gonna forget that one song. If you know the song, comment it down below. You probably don't know it. Maybe Robert I does, but yeah, I mean, don't check it out. It's their worst song, easily. But Wood is, I would say, their best, and that is of course debatable. So let me know your top 10 in the comments down below. I believe Robert I already shared this list, but you can share it again if you want, so there we go. Check them out, they're a great band. You can copy and paste my list if you want, but you know, that's debatable. Yeah, I just really love these 10 songs and just really all of their songs. They're just such a flawless band, and if they would, you know, quit now, yeah, you know, I don't really mind, you know. Well, I will do mind because I want to see Alice in Chains, you know, live someday, maybe in the future, who knows. But if they would quit now, I'm gonna say this, if they would quit now, they would be, you know, a flawless band. They still are, so. So maybe, you know. But yeah, guys, that was my list. Let me know yours in the top 10 in the comments down below if you have one. Let me know if you want me to do these videos more often because I want to record just regular videos, but I thought, yeah, I'm gonna make this list. It's great. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed it. I've been recording now for half an hour, so I hope you have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about these 10 picks. Yeah, and share yours down below if you have one. Take care, God bless, have a nice day, and see you later.